The relative truth and the ultimate truth are the fourth and sixth stages of the completion stage. And the sixth one is the union of the two truths. So you have to understand the ultimate truth, which is our Father in heaven, and also understand the relative truth, which is Christ. So both of the works of Christ and Father are individual and very important. But in the sixth level, you have to unite the ultimate truth and the relative truth, and you will know the identity of Father and Christ, and you will know what it really means in terms of like the spiritual architecture and how everything is created and why it's created, why the relative truth is created, why the Son of God exists, why Christ came down here, and why he is working for humanity. All that is explained. So within the two stages of the generation stage and the completion stage, in the generation stage, you will learn the true nature of this reality and all the deceptions that exist and regain your spiritual identity. And after you regain your spiritual identity via the Father Tantra, you'll step into the Mother Tantra and you will actually physically perform a lot of the severing, the ego severing, which is like getting rid of all the lies and all the deception and having a clear understanding of all of those concepts and going through basically your isolation phase, refining your spiritual self, refining your body, mind, and speech, understanding Christ, understanding Father. So you'll go through all of that and ultimately achieving union and gaining total liberation. So the last 6,000 years that we have had during this human spiritual journey that we are a part of, that 6,000 years can be seen as the generation phase of the Father Tantra. So humanity has been going through a massive generation phase, and the truth and the lies, the truth and deception has been operating side by side, and the truth has completely expressed itself and the lies has completely expressed itself, and everything is where it needs to be. So the truth is where it needs to be, the lies is where it needs to be. So everything is right in front of us, and that was achieved via the generation phase of the Father Tantra. And all the dark forces have had their say, and all the light forces have done their work, and now we have to experience it through the Mother Tantra. So during the generation phase of the Father Tantra, we have had the opportunity to let all the falsities and all the deception and all the trickery and all the witchcraft and everything the dark forces are capable of, that they have done. And now all that has been recorded according to how Father wants it. So ultimately, all of those deception and darkness can be revealed to humanity through your redemption plan once you are opened to your generation phase through our Father in heaven. So this is our Father's ground. The generation phase is our Father's ground, and he will open you up to all the deception. He will open you up to the lies and the truth, and he will show you what is obvious, what is in front of you. But at this stage, it might be hidden perceptually, but once it's opened, it will be very obvious and easily detectable. So the tribulation can be seen as the completion stage, which is the Mother Tantra, and the Mother Tantra phase, or the completion phase, which is like the next level after the Father Tantra has been complete. After the generation phase of the 6,000 years is complete, then we are opened up to the Mother space, the Mother Tantra, and then you will go through your 6 levels of your completion stage, which I explained before: the physical, verbal, mental isolation, knowing the relative truth Christ, knowing the ultimate truth Father, and the union of the two truths. So all of that will be shown to you and given to you. And the biggest aspect of the Mother Tantra will be your chod, which is the severance of ego, which is basically the severance of this reality. And the deception that you have been a part of, you will have to be able to sever that. So the tribulation is basically the completion phase. It is the Mother Tantra phase. So you will find your physical, verbal, mental isolation. That means you have to spiritually purify yourself and sever your contact with this reality, which is a false reality, is a mock, fabricated, fake reality. It is lies and deceive in its essence and core. So you have to be able to figure that out and completely sever that, because the generation phase has already generated all the lies and the truth, and it has been presented to you. And now you have to look at the intelligence in front of you, and you have to figure it out for yourself of what you are going to believe and what you are going to get rid of or cut off or sever, so that you are able to embody your spiritual self and your spiritual identity and not stay in the lie. And your fourth and fifth relative truth and ultimate truth stage, you will get the revelation of Christ, the relative truth, and the revelation of a Father in heaven, the ultimate truth. So all of these things will be opened to you in various stages. But the main thing you want to do within the Mother Tantra in Buddhism is the short practice of ego severance. And when you do the ego severance and you isolate your body, mind, and speech and go through a massive purification, and when you go through that verbal, mental, and physical isolation and you go through a purification, through your purification, you will perceive Christ. Through your purification, you will perceive Father. And once you go through all of those phases, and the last sixth phase is the union of the two truths. So the sixth stage of the union of the relative and the ultimate truth, what it is, according to the progressive stages in Buddhism that is described, it is called the union of the absolute and relative causes the causal samadhi state. In this state, a seed syllable arises, purifying samsara and the beings into the nature of emptiness. One's mind becomes the seed syllable itself. So there are many seed syllables, but in my personal case, the seed syllable for me means the Prajnaparamita Heart Sutra, which is the Gatte Gatte Para Gatte Parasam Gatte Bodhi Soha, gone, beyond the shore, gone, enlightenment, hell. So I feel like the union causes us to realize the true meaning of the mantra. Because during the tribulation, the Prajnaparamita Heart Sutra is very important because it is a direct codified mantra of rapture, or the ascension of humanity to heaven is codified in the Prajnaparamita Heart Sutra of gone, beyond the shore, gone, enlightenment, hell. So when you achieve the union of the relative and the absolute truth, you will realize the true meaning of the Prajnaparamita Heart Sutra. And the Prajnaparamita's seed syllable is the letter A in English. So that is the seed syllable for Prajnaparamita is the letter A. A for apple is the letter A. So you will realize the true meaning of the Prajnaparamita Heart Sutra that will help you go beyond the shore. So achieving your relative truth and absolute truth union can be directly seen as you clearly perceiving the Prajnaparamita Heart Sutra and understanding that the mantra has to do with going to heaven, and the Prajnaparamita is performing the rapture through the Heart Sutra, and also being able to completely sever this duality game that we are in and completely empty yourself of anything good or bad that you are perceiving, and totally empty yourself. And through that emptiness, you can go to heaven. And knowing the Prajnaparamita is very important because basically the Prajnaparamita Heart Sutra is causing the rapture, is causing the ascension of humanity to go into heaven. In the context of the seed syllable arising, what it means is that you having a personal direct realization, which I did, because the Prajnaparamita Heart Sutra was right in front of me. But as I progressed through my spiritual journey, I understood, I figured it out, that the rapture was coded in the Prajnaparamita Heart Sutra that was right in front of me. So once I learned the Hebrew scriptures, I was able to connect the Prajnaparamita Heart Sutra with the rapture concept written in the Bible and in the Hebrew scripture. So in terms of like the seed syllable arises in your mind or your dream or something, that cannot be the case in today's time because everything is heavily hacked by Mara. So if you're having spiritual experiences such as seeing syllables in your meditation, in your dream, or having supernatural experiences, those are all coming from the demonic faction as they are telepathically heavily invested in all spiritual identities and also generally in humanity. So Satan can totally make a seed syllable arise in your brain while you are meditating, or he can make you see seed syllables in your brain and he can make it very authentic. Satan knows all the Buddhist scriptures, Satan knows all the Hebrew scriptures, he knows everything spiritual. He knows it by heart, so he can trick you in every facet of your spiritual journey. But when you are able to connect the dots and have a personal realization, that is the authentic process. During these end times, we are working directly with our Father in heaven and we are working directly with Christ. So our Father in heaven has ultimate authority over our spiritual journey, and our progress is basically tracked by our Father, and he is watching and protecting and teaching and guiding our spiritual journey so that we can properly perform our missions. So when we have realizations and when we understand certain things that we are meant to understand so that we can perform our mission, for me, for example, knowing that the Heart Sutra is the rapture code, when I connect the dot and understand it, then Father can give me the green light and Father can give me a yes or a no because he is the ultimate authority and we are working with him, and he is our teacher, he is our guide, and he is our shepherd, and no one has a higher authority than Father.